Start. So, good morning everyone. Good morning ulit, grade 11. So, welcome again to another class sa ating pong online kamustahan at turuan sa statistics and probability. So, balikan lang natin last time. We are focused on mean and standard deviation and variance of a certain group of random variable. Okay po, so yan ang naging focus natin nung huli. So we'll be continuing that today. Then pasok rin tayo in continuous random variable naman. Paano naman siya? Okay, so let's start. Okay. Computer shares, computer sound, share. Okay, nakikita po ang aking pong slide.
Po, sir.
Okay, very good.
Yes po, sir.
Yeah. So for the week 3, this will be our topics. We have the mean, variance, and SD pa rin. Nandun pa rin tayo. Then we also have expected value later on, our second topic. And the last one is the normal distribution. Okay, so isa-isahin na natin lahat ng yan. So balikan lang natin yung napag-aralan natin nung huli, which is this is the formation na meron tayo nung huli. So balikan lang natin paano kinukuha ang ating pong mean of the random discrete variable, the variance, and the standard deviation. So balikan ko lang. So given sa atin ay ang ating variable x and our p of x. So, so this is our given. Our x is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 14 with a probability of 0.4, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1, and 0.1. So the first thing that we do is to multiply our random variable and our probability, the probability of our random variable in order to get our mean. So this is our mean, which is 11.3. So nakuha natin, tandaan natin, sa random variable, ang expected value natin is our mean, which is 11.3. To continue to look for the variance and standard deviation, again, when we talk about standard deviation and variance, it talks about kung gaano ba kalayo-layo or ka-spread out ang data given to us. Okay po? Sa paglaki ng standard deviation or ng variance, sa paglayo-layo ng data sa isa't isa. Later, makikita nyo kung anong ibig sabihin na naglalayo-layo siya. Okay po? So, in order to continue, we subtract our mean from our x. So, it becomes u minus mean. So, nakuha natin ang negative 1.3, 0.3, 0.7, 1.7, 2.7. After that, ang ginawa natin is to multiply or to square our difference. So, matapos natin kuhanin yung difference ng mean at saka ng x, in-square po natin siya. After that, we multiply it to our px. So, px ay minultiply natin sa x minus u of x squared. Then, nakuha natin ang 1.81. And this serves our variance. Okay po, balikan ko lang po ha. Kasi may nalito sa video. Sabi nila, nakuha nilang 1.81, that's correct. Again, variance is 1.81 yung inad natin. And it is written in symbol as sigma 2. Ito yung ating may squared. Ang ating pong standard deviation ay sigma lang. Kung saan i-square natin yung 1.81. Ang nakalagay kasi sa book nyo is the square of sigma 2. So yan ang SD raw natin. Kaya ang iba nalito, matapos i-square root yung 181, yung given, nakuha natin dito sa site na to, dun sa, katulad dun sa inyo pong pinasa sa aking video as performance task, nakuha natin yung 2, ano yun? Yung 0.44 yung dulo, yung 4 decimal places. Tapos nung in-square root natin, in-square ulit nila. So parang umuli lang. Again, square na po talaga siya. Pagpasok doon, naka-square na siya. So kukuhanin nyo na lang ang square root. Okay po. So the square root of 181 is 1.35. Okay? And standard po tayo na ang ating pong variance is 4 decimal places. Maliban na lang kung nagsaktong katulad nito na nung inad natin ay 2 decimal places. Pero kung ating pong hindi naman sakto, lagi po tayo nasa 4 decimal places. While our standard deviation is always on 2 decimal places. Huwag po nating kalimutan ang pag-check ng ating rounding off. Marami rin pong nagkamali sa rounding off. Okay po? So clear po tayo dyan. Naalala po yung process? Okay po. So papasok tayo sa isang way pa. Sabi nga natin, this is the way kung saan ginamit natin yung mean in order to look for our standard deviation and variance. I'll be teaching you again another way in order to find the standard deviation and variance, but using our variable. Okay po, paano po yan? So patandaan lang po, ano nakuha natin dito? Mali po ang pagkakasulat ko. It's 1.81. It's 1.81 and 1.35. Please take note of that ha. 1.81 and 1.35. Yan dapat ang makukuha natin mamaya. Ang calculator ko. Okay? So let's continue. Click ko muna to. So with our UX as 11.3. Let's continue muna. So another way. So another way to look for that is our variance is equals to summation of x squared minus px minus mean. Ano ibig sabihin po? Yung may mean na tayo kanina which is 11.3. 11.3, nagawa na natin yan kanina. Kung saan, itong x natin ay tinimes natin sa probability. Tinimes natin sa probability and nakuha natin yung x times px. At ito na nga yung ating mean of x, which is 11.3. We will continue on doing that. Paano natin hahanapin ang variance at standard deviation na hindi na tayo na mas madaling paraan. Okay po. Ito po yung gagawin natin. Saan i-square lang po natin ang ating pong x. Square the x. Ito po yan. Square the x. So ibig sabihin that is 100, 121, 144, 169, if I am not mistaken, and 14 times 14, it's 196. Nakasunod po sa process kung ano muna ang ginawa natin. In-square lang natin. So yung x natin, ginawa natin 10 times 10, 100. 11 times 11, 121. 12 times 12, 144. 13 times 13, 169. And 14 times 14 times 14 is 196. Clear po tayo doon? Okay. The next step, the next step is to multiply it to our px. So magiging x squared times p of x. Okay po. So katulad ng ginawa natin dito, pinag-multiply natin yung dalawa, but this time around, i-multiply natin siya sa px. So ibig sabihin, that is 100, i-multiply natin ito doon. So that's 100 times 0.4, it's 40. Then we have 121 times 0.2, it's 24.2. Then we have 144 times 0.2 again, that's 28.8. Then 169 will be times 0.1 will be 16.9. And 196 times 0.1 will be 19.6. Nakasunod po? Thumbs up kung nakasunod, kung anong ginawa. Okay. After that, i-add lang natin. So that will comes 40 plus 24.2 plus 28.8 plus 16.9 plus 19.6. So we have 129.5. Do you have the same answer? It's 129.5. Sagot nga po sa akin. Tama po ba? Nakuha nyo? 129 nga po ba? Okay po. Thumbs up. Nagsagot din siya. Sabi po, opo, opo. Okay. So 129 tayo ngayon. So that's the last process. Anong gagawin natin sa huling process natin? Sabi, in order to find the variance, this is our variance, is to find the summation.
Tama po, sir.
Ito yung summation natin, which is 129.5. That's 129.5 minus u squared. So, ibig sabihin, kuhanin natin ng u natin, which is 11.3. 11.3 squared. Then, i-square mo. So, that is 129.5 minus 11.3 times 11.3. Kaya i-square natin. So, that's 127.69. 127.69. So, i-minus natin 129.5 minus 127.69. Our answer is 1.81. Is 1.81. What is our SD? Find the square root of 1.81. What is the square root of 1.81? So that is 1.35. 1.35. Kapareho pa siya ng kanina. Check natin. This is correct. We have 1.81 and 1.35. Pareho lang ng process. Okay? So, pwede kayong mamili kung anong gagamitin nyo in order to find our standard deviation and our variance. Alin po yung mas madali? Yung dati o yung ngayon?
Ayun po.
Yung ngayon po, sir.
Yung ngayon po, sir.
Okay. Which is, ang ginawa lang natin in square, ginawa lang natin yung process ng isa, then find the total, then pa nag-minus, then tapos na. Okay po? Okay? So, let's try again. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? May question ba? Okay, muna natin. Clear all drawings. Okay? Let's continue. Yan. So, gawin natin in yung process na alam natin. So, Example, we have this. Suppose an unfair die is rolled, and let x be the random variable representing the number of dots that will appear with the probability distribution below. So ito raw yung probability distribution natin. So gawa tayo ng ating pong probability distribution. So let's start with, pwede tayong magkaroon ng 1, then we have 2, then we have 3, sorry, 3, layo-layo talaga siya, 4, and 5, and 6. So that's our first line. So ayan ang ating variable x. Okay? Okay, that's our variable x. Anong katapat niya? Ang katapat ng 1 ay 0.1. Ang katapat ng 2 ay 0.1 ulit. Ang katapat ng 3 ay 0.1 ulit. Ang katapat ng 4 ay 0.5. Ang katapat ng 5 ay 0.1 ulit. At ang katapat ng 6 ay 0.1 ulit. Okay? So, check nga natin. Probability distribution ba to? Bawat isa ay less than 1. Kapag pinag-add natin yung probability nila, that's a total of 1. So tama siya. Okay? So this is our x and this is our p of x. Okay? So let's continue. Let's find the mean. So that will be x times px. So x times px is 1 times 0.1 will be 0.1. 2 times 0.1 will be 0.2. 3 times 0.1 will be 0.3, if I am not mistaken. 4 times 0.5, that will become 2. 5 times 0.1 will be 0.5. And 6 times 0.1 will be 0.6. Okay? So let's have this total. So that's 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 2 plus 0.5 plus 0.6. So nakuha natin is 3.7. Para po hindi malito yung iba, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 2.0, 0.5, at saka po 0.6. Yeah. So our mean or expected value, the mean is 3.7. Do you have the same answer? Okay, click po tayo. We can continue now. Using the new formula, this will be
Yes po,
x squared. X squared na ang gagamitin natin. So, i-square lang natin tong mga x's natin. So, that will be 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. Okay? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. Okay? Then look for x squared dx. So we have to multiply this with this. So that's 0.1 times 1, still it's 0.01. 0.2 times 4, it's 0.8. 3.3 times 9, it's 2.7. Then we have, sorry. P of x pala natin siya ita-times. Sorry. Clear natin to. Clear. Sorry, nagkamali ako. Erase natin to. Erase ko lang to. Ulitin natin. So, So that's 1 times 0.1, it's 0.1. 1 times 4, ito pala yun, ito yung tatimes natin. 0.1 times 4 is 0.4 pa rin. 1 times 9, 0.1 times 9 is 0.9 pa rin. 0.5 times 16, I think it will be 8.0. If I am not mistaken, let's check. 16 times 0.5, it's 8, 8.0. Then 1 times 25, that will be 2.5. And 1 times 3.6 is 36 is 3.6. So yun ang i-add natin. So that's 0.1 plus 0.4 plus 0.9 plus 8 plus 2.5 plus 3.6. So that would be 15.5. Do you have the same answer as 15.5?
Yes, sir.
Okay po.
Yes po.
So 15.5, let's continue. So using the new formula, etong 15.5 to find our variance, that will be 15.5 minus the square of 3.7. The square of 3.7. So that is 15.5 minus 3.7 times 3.7. That's 13.69. That's 13.69. So that's 15.5 minus 13.69 is 1.81.
81.
That's correct. So that is our variance. And let's find our standard deviation. Our standard deviation is the square root of 1.81. What is the square root of 1.81? That's 1.35. Okay? Clear po? Okay? Mabilis-bilis ang paggawa ng or mas madali ang paghanap natin ng standard deviation at saka po ng variance. Okay? Tandaan natin na standard deviation, ang idea kasi nito ay paglaki talaga ng paglaki ng population sa paglaki ng standard deviation. Bakit po? Kung mapapansin nyo, doon na lang sa mean nila, ay kita na agad natin no nung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pa lang sila, it's 3.7. While nung mean naman natin is 15.5, lumaki na agad. So katulad nung kung ipagko-compare natin, ang standard deviation, may mga score. May mga score. Kung may score tayo na 1 to, may score ang 10 estudyante, mas mababa ang standard deviation niya kaysa tatanungin natin ang 100 estudyante. Siguradong mas kalat-kalat ang score ng 100 estudyante kaysa 10 estudyante. Ganun po yun. Kung tatanungin mo ang Lipacity, ang sagot ng Lipacity, mga taga-Lipacity, ay kalat na. Pero pag kumbaga, maraming pwedeng maging sagot ang mga taga-Lipacity. Pero kapag tinanong mo ang buong Pilipinas, mas marami magiging sagot na pwedeng lumabas. Kasi mas marami kang tinanong. So, ibig sabihin, sa paglaki ng population, mas malaki ang posibilidad na lumaki rin ang standard deviation at saka po ang variance. Please take note of that. Okay? And yan nga po ang pagkuha natin ng standard deviation. Ang standard deviation ay pwede natin makuha using our mean and using our new formula, which is the summation of x squared times px minus the square of the mean. Clear? Okay po. So for that, I think it's clear already. So please take note of your first activity na gagawin. Yan. So that is page 99. Page 99. Activity 1 lang. Po. Independent Activity 1, page 99. Then, that's it. Isa lang muna. Clear po tayo? Let's proceed with this na with our second lesson. Expected value. When we talk about expected value, okay, so when we talk about expected value, this is also defined as the average value of a random variable over numerous trial experiment. So, expected value natin, kapag normal na given, ang expected value natin is the mean. Kung ano yung mean natin. Okay po. What if dumating tayo sa game of chance? Kung saan talaga na meron tayong pwedeng maging negative or positive ang sitwasyon. Kapag lahat positive, so that's mean. Nagkakaroon tayo ng mean. Katulad nga nito, which is yung katulad ng probability na ganito, na wala na mawawala. Kunyari ay rolling the dice. Normal lang, pare-pareho. Lumabas ang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walang mangyayari sa'yo. Then the mean will be our expected value. But this time around, let's look for this given. So this is a game of chance. Okay po. So dalawang nag-uusap. Hey Romualdo, I have a problem. Okay, so what's your problem, my friend? Our television set is no longer functional and I need to buy a new one. But the problem is I don't have any enough budget for that. Oh no, I do understand, but if you want to take a chance, I have here 5 raffle tickets out of 1,000 release tickets, which cost 100 peso each. If you will be lucky enough, you'll get a 32 inches LED television worth 15,000. That's a good deal and the price is so exciting. I need to check my budget before buying a ticket. Thanks for informing me. I'll just call you when I'm ready to buy. By the way, when is the raffle date? It will be 10 days from now. You still have a time to decide. Just call me if you're ready and have a decision. Thank you, Romulo. You're welcome, Cardo. So in this situation, dito sa sitwasyong ito, nagkaroon tayo ng sitwasyon kung saan tataya tayo, kung saan pwede kang manalo, pero pwede ka rin matalo. Ibig sabihin, pwede kang mag-gain, pwede kang mag-lose. Okay po, kapag nag-gain po tayo, so may makukuha po tayo, at pag nag-lose po tayo, ibig sabihin, may mawawala po sa atin. Okay po. So, let's answer the following muna. Okay? If you are Cardo, would you buy the ticket and why? Any idea? Kung kayo, you can open your mic. Kung kayo, you can open your mic. Tataya ba kayo?
Yes po, sir.
Nataya ba kayo sa Nataya ba kayo sa mga raffle? Nanalo kayo?
Hindi po.
Tingnan natin. Ngayon natin malalaman, magkano ba malakas ba ang chance nyo? Or magkano ba ang natatalo nyo talaga? Once nagbayad pa lang kayo. May parte sa inyo na natatalo na. Magkano na agad yung natalo sa inyo? Yan ang malalaman natin mamaya. Okay? If Cardo decide to buy 1 ticket, what is the probability? If buy 5 tickets to win 1,000 tickets were sold, anong probability na manalo siya?
5 over 1,000 po.
Ano ba?
5 over 1,000.
Correct. Kasi meron kang 5 tickets out of 1,000. So, ibig sabihin, ang probability na manalo ka ay 5 over 1,000. Ano naman probability na matalo naman si Cardo?
9,000
Ganun din po ate.
9,095 over
9,095? Parang 1,000 lang yung lumabas.
995
Okay, that's correct. It's 995 out
over
of
1,000.
1,000. So ito naman yung sitwasyon na matatalo ka. So you have probability na magkaroon ka ng manalo ka 5/100, 1,000 kasi meron kang 5 tickets. Pero may probability ka namang matalo ng 995/1,000. In this case, kitang-kita na agad natin na kitang-kita na agad natin na may katalo ka. Pero that's game of chance nga eh. Ang tanong, how much money will Cardo gain if he wins? Kung mananalo si Cardo, magkano raw ang kikitain niya? Balikan natin yung storya. Pag mananalo raw si Cardo, magkano ang kikitain niya? Tandaan, ang papalalunan nila is 15,000. Magkano kanyang kikitain?
14,500.
That's 14,500. That's correct. Bakit po 14,500 na lang? Kasi, yes, it's 15,000 yung premyo natin. 15,000 yung premyo natin. Pero may tinayakang 500. Ibig sabihin, meron kang puhunan ng 500. So, ibig sabihin, ang kikitain mo na lang kapag nanalo ka ay 14,500.
500.
Kasi nabawas na natin yung 500 na na itinaya mo. Magkano naman ang matatalo sa'yo kung isa lang ang binili mo at hindi ka nanalo?
500.
100 lang po, sir.
That's 100 lang. Kasi isa lang naman will not and he buys 1 ticket. So kapag isa lang yung binili niya, matatalo siya ng 100. Okay? Ito. Kasi 100 pesos yung isang ticket. Okay? Yun. If 1,000 ticket were purchased by different individual, what is the expected value of buying 1 ticket? Expected value of 1 ticket. So ito nga ang malalaman natin mamaya. Ano yung expected value natin sa bawat ticket? Okay? Yan ang malalaman natin ngayon, yung expected value. Pero kung kayo, si Romulo, anong klaseng kaibigan si Romulo? Tinutulungan ba niya Tinutulungan ba niya si Cardo o hindi? Mabait pa si Romulo o hindi?
Alin, sir?
Mabait naman. Binibigyan naman niya ng suggestion si Cardo. Kaso nga lang, it's sugal pa rin. So it's take a chance pa rin yun. So hindi natin masasabi na makakatulong siya kasi pag natalo siya, hindi ka nakatulong kay Cardo. Pero kapag nanalo si Cardo, nakatulong ka. Diba? Nakatulong si Romulo kasi kumita siya. But let us now find kung magkano ba yung expected value niya. Okay? So complete the table para malaman natin yung kanyang expected value. Balik lang tayo dito sa sitwasyong ito. Ang kailangan nating malaman ay, so ano yung dalawang sitwasyon natin? So ang unang sitwasyon natin ay kikita tayo ng patangkong kulay, sorry, para makita nyo. Ay kikita tayo ng 14,500 at yung isa namang sitwasyon ay malulugi tayo ng negative 500. Okay? So, ngayon, ano ang tsansa natin? Ano ang tsansa natin na makakuha ng 14,500? Sabi natin kanina, it's 5/1,000. That's correct. While ang tsansa naman natin, this is our X and this is our PX. Ano naman probability natin na matalo tayo ng negative 500? That's negative 995
over 1,000.
over 1,000. To find our expected value, okay, you just simply multiply 14,500 times 0.005. Kinonvert na natin ang 5 over 1,000 into decimal. So that's 5 divided by 1,000. It's 0.05 plus negative 500 times 0.995. So that is 995 divided by 1,000 is 0.995. So let's compute for this. So we have 14,500 times 0.005. That will be 72.5. Then we have negative 500 times 0.995. That will be, tama ba? Negative 49, 497.5. 497.5. Okay, 497.5. So 72.5. So pag minusin natin, so that's 72.5 minus 497.5. That's negative 425. This is our expected value. Ibig sabihin nag-negative 425. Ibig sabihin nun, pagkataya mo pa lang, hindi pa nabobola, hindi pa siya nabobola, ay natalo ka na agad ng 425 sure ball. Sa 500 mo, natalo ka agad ng 425. Sure ball na may talo ka na agad. Kung saswertehin ka, di saka ka lang makakaroon ng 14,500. Pero hindi ka pa man tumataya, hindi pa man binobola, yung 500 mo, natalo na siya kasi nakuha na siya ng organizer. Napunta na agad yun sa organizer, yung 425. Sure ball na kanya na yun. Okay? Ikaw, nabawasan, ang hawak mo na lang, as of the moment, is 75 pesos. Ang tanong na lang doon, kung ang 75 pesos na yon ay kikita or hindi. Kapag binola. Gets po? Okay, so your expected value is negative 425. Let's analyze it for. Nagets po yung idea? So, ibig sabihin, sa game of chance, hindi pa man binobola, natalo ka na. Talo ka na agad. Talo ka na agad. Okay? Okay po. So, question so far. Question so far. Okay po. Wait lang ha. May iaabot lang ako sa labas. Okay po. Balik tayo. Okay? Clear po tayo. Let's have more. Let's have more of that. Okay. So, para mas maintindihan natin, let's have another one. Okay, that's one. That's one naman. Okay. So, a senior citizen of a particular barangay organizes a Christmas raffle bonanza. 1,000 raffle tickets were sold for 50 pesos each. Each has an equal chance of winning. The first prize is 32 inches LED TV worth 10,000. The second prize is an electronic oven which is worth 5,000. And the third prize is worth 2,500. Let's denote that the net gain from the purchase of one ticket. So, example, isa lang raw ang ticket na binili mo. ikaw ba ay tataya or hindi? Or sa 100 mo, magkano yung expected value niya? Okay po, hanapin natin. So, ang tinaya natin is ang pantaya natin is 50 pesos. 50 pesos. Ngayon, ilan yung ticket na nilabas ng organizer? There are how many tickets? 1,000 raffle tickets. Pero isa lang yung binili mo. So, ibig sabihin nito, that's 9,950. Ito yung kikitain mo kung mananalo ka ng first prize. Kasi ang first prize raw natin is a LED TV 32 inches which is 10,000 pesos. 10,000 minus 50 which is your puhunan is is 9,950. Gets po? Okay. So ibig sabihin, ano ang probability na makukuha mo to? Your probability is 1
Over.
It's 1 over 1,000. Tama? It's 1 over 1,000. Okay? Ngayon, ang probability na makuha mo yung second prize is 1 over 1,000 din. Pwede ka namang manalo din dito eh. May isang tickets ka pa dyan. Okay? At ang probability na manalo ka ng third prize is also 1 over 1,000. The question, ano ang probability na matalo ka? It's 999 over 1,000. Okay? Gets po? Ngayon, what is your probability na manalo?
Isang beses po, sir.
Ha?
Isang
Ano pa?
beses.
Apat po, ay tatlo.
Tatlo. So you have 3 out of 1,000. That's 3 out of 3. Kasi tatlo, in this case kasi, tatlo yung premyo. Tatlo yung premyo natin. Yung kanina, isa lang yung premyo. Sa isang tinaya mo kanina, isa lang yung pag-asa mo kasi isa lang yung premyo. But this time around, isa lang yung taya mo, pero tatlo yung pwede mong palalunan. Kasi may first prize, may second prize, at may third prize. So your probability to win is 3 out of 1,000. Technically, it's 3 over 1,000. Okay? 3 over 1,000. Ngayon, paano natin mako-compute ano yung expected value niya? Let's solve for the expected value. So, we have to compute for this. It's 9,950 times 0.001. Tatimes natin ito. Plus 4,950 times 0.001 ulit. Plus 2,450 times 0.01 ulit. Plus negative 50 times 0.999. So what is our expected value? Can you please compute for this? So that is 9,950 times 0.001. That is 9.95 plus 4,950 times 0.001. That's 4.95
4.95
plus 2,450 times 1,000 0.001. It's 0.45 minus, it will be 50 times 0.99, 49.95. So,
Negative 32.6 po.
25 minus 4.95 minus 2.45. Negative? It's negative 32.6.
6 po.
So, ibig sabihin sa 50 pesos mo, the average, on the average ay matatalo ka ng 32.6. So, sa pagtaya mo pa lang, sure shot na may talo ka na agad na 32.6. Negative pa rin. So, when you talk about talaga, lagi naman kasing negative, mababa ang tsansa. Talaga naman pag raffle, mababa ang tsansa mo na manalo ka. Mas malaki ang tsansa na matalo ka kaysa manalo ka. Okay? Kasi raffle nga yan. Okay po? Swertihan. Nakuha po yung paggawa ng expected value. Any question about the expected value? Okay po. So you just have to multiply the value, hanapin muna yung mga value, i-multiply yung chance na makuha siya, plus yung chance na matalo ka times that yung probability na matatalo ka. Okay? Clear po tayo? Okay.
Po, sir.
So that is our second lesson, which is the expected value. Okay? Clear ko to? Okay. So for your activity, ito ang gagawin nyo. Page 112, Independent Assessment 1 at saka Practice 2. Yun lang kung dalawang gagawin mo. Independent Assessment 1 at Practice 2. Please take note of that. Independent Assessment 1 at Practice 2. Okay? Now, let's go to a normal distribution. So, yung mga una natin pinag-aralan is a random discrete variable. Random discrete variable. So, kapag pinag-usapan natin ang random discrete variable, ibig sabihin nun, nabibilang. So, kaya natin bilangin yung tsansa. Pero, what if we are on the random continuous variable? Okay po, so I'll be asking you to listen muna para maintindihan natin ang continuous variable sa ating pong video. So I'll be showing you a video, maikli lang to. Okay? Ako muna ako naka-share. Okay.
Statistical distribution. This video follows on from distribution.
Naririnig po ang video? Okay. Narinig po
Opo,
yung
sir.
video?
Oh, yes po.
Opo,
Yes
sir.
po.
Sige po. So panoorin nyo muna yung video.
Distributions 3, probability distribution models. All random variables have distributions. When we think of probability distributions, we tend to think of the normal distribution, which is the most well known. The normal distribution is really good for modelling many natural processes, manufacturing processes, and human endeavours. You have probably seen its bell shape many times. The normal distribution has the following characteristics. Single peak. Most data values occur near the mean, so that there is a single peak in the middle. Symmetry. Half of the data values measured occur above the mean and half occur below the mean, so that the distribution is symmetric. Tapers. The further you get from the mean, the fewer people or things occur, so the distribution tapers out in both directions. Caused by multiple factors. Whenever there are many different factors affecting an outcome, we tend to get something that is well modelled by a normal distribution. For example, if we look at the size of an apple, that is affected by the sunshine, wind and rain on every day of its life, also its genetics, pollination date, fertiliser and all sorts of other things. So the distribution of the sizes of apples of the same variety would probably resemble a normal distribution. Each normal distribution is defined by the mean and the standard deviation. The mean is also the median and tells us the midpoint of the distribution. It is the value around which all the data values are centred. The standard deviation tells us about how spread out the data is. A useful rule of thumb is that most, or 95% of the data values will occur within 2 standard deviations of the mean. It is important to note that there are also many things that are not well modelled by the normal distribution. Many distributions are not symmetric and have considerable skew, often to the right. House prices, incomes and human weights are not well modelled with the normal distribution, as there can be quite a long tail to the right. Even test scores in school are not always well modelled by a normal distribution. But when you add together many occurrences from even non-normal distributions, you tend to get a normal distribution pretty quickly. Here is an example of what I mean. This is the distribution of number of ice creams purchased per customer at Luke's ice cream stand. It is based on data he has collected over the last few weeks. It is clearly nothing like a normal distribution. We run a simulation of 1,000 customers and see what the distribution looks like. It is similar to the original, as we would expect. Let's say we want to look at what 1,000 lots of 2 customers buy, or 1,000 lots of 3 customers, or 4 customers, or 10. We see that the shape of the graph starts to look more and more like a normal distribution. For 10 customers to order a total of 30 or more ice creams, they would all need to order about 3 ice creams each, which is pretty unlikely. Similarly, it is pretty unlikely that all 10 people will order just 1 ice cream for a total of 10. Most of the time, the values will be much less extreme. So, even though the distribution for each individual customer is nothing like the normal, once we add even 10 customers together, the resultant distribution closely resembles the normal distribution. That is why the normal distribution is so useful. We have looked at the bell-shaped graph a lot in this video, and now I'm going to explain how it works. That bell-shaped graph is called the PDF, or probability density function. To find the probability that an outcome is within a certain range, we look at the area under the graph within that range. We could think of it as the probability that a randomly chosen pixel occurs within that range. Here is the PDF of a normal distribution approximating the weight of Luke's ice creams. There is a mean of 112 grams and a standard deviation of 9 grams. Straight off, we can say that 95% of all of Luke's ice creams will lie within 2 standard deviations of the mean. This is always true for normal distributions. So we say that 95%, or most, ice creams weigh between 112 minus 18, which is 94 grams, and 112 plus 18, which is 130 grams. You can see that 95% of the area under the graph is between 94 grams and 130 grams. We can find out the probabilities of other values too. Luke wants to know what proportion of his ice creams are likely to weigh less than 100 grams. So we want to find the probability that x is less than 100, which is represented by the area under the graph to the left of the line going up from the number 100. We can use a calculator, a spreadsheet or tables and find the value 0.091. You can see that
Okay po. So hanggang dyan na lang muna.
0.091 or 9% of the area
Yun ay para next week na. So, the idea lang na gusto nating ipakita dito is when we are having a normal curve, sabi natin, density distribution of a continuous random variable, it will always have a certain points na magkakapare-para sila. And that will be yung normal natin, pag sinabi natin normal curve, our mean, median, and mode ay pare-pareho. Ibig sabihin yan, if we have a normal curve, kung mapansin nyo, this is a normal curve, this is the normal curve. Yung pinaka-sentro niyan is 112. Example nga natin kanina, yung size ng apple. Yung apple kasi, kapag kinuha mo siya sa puno, hindi pare-pareho ang sukat niya. Tama? Meron diyang maliit na apple, may sobrang laking apple, at may normal na apple. Yung normal na apple, yun ang pinakamadalas na makikita mo. At saan pumapatak yung sukat niya, yun ay nasa gitna. Lahat na mas maliit ay nasa kaliwa at lahat naman na mas malaki ang sukat ay nasa kanan. Okay po? So, ang pinakamalaki, kung mapapansin nyo sa gitna, pataas siya kasi doon may pinakamalaki ang laman kasi yun yung pinaka-normal. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin.
Statistics learning.
Okay po. This is a normal curve. Okay? So, the normal curve is a bell shape. So, kita po natin, it's a bell shape. The normal curve, the curve is symmetrical about its center. This is our center. At ang center natin ay, ang laman niya ay ang ating pong mean. Okay? Our mean. Okay? This means that if we draw a segment from the peak to the down to the horizontal, the segment divides the normal curve into two equal areas. Meron sa pababa, meron sa taas, pero pantay na pantay dapat yon. Okay? Ang kaliwa sa kanan. Kapag dinrawing natin itong line na ito. Kasi itong line na to ang nagdi-divide sa dalawa. At ang line na nagdi-divide sa dalawa ay makikita natin sa mean. Tandaan natin. In a normal curve, the mean, median, and mode coincide at the center. This also means that the normal distribution or the distribution described by a normal curve is where mean, median, and mode are equal. So, kapag normal ang curve, expect natin na ang mean, median, at mode ay nasa gitna. But for this one, we are more concerned on the mean. Hindi natin masyadong pinapansin ang median at mode. So, mean muna tayo magpo-focus. The width of the curve is determined by the standard deviation. Okay po. Ang layo o haba ng curve, ay nakadepende sa standard deviation. Please take note of that. Ang haba ng curve ay nakadepende sa standard deviation. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Ngayon, kapag lumalaki ang standard deviation natin, humahaba ang curve kasi mas marami ang expected natin na tinanong natin. Pero kapag maliit lang ang standard deviation, mas maliit ang curve. Ibig sabihin, mas dikit-dikit ang nakuha natin na data. Okay? Ngayon, the tails of the curve are plotted in both direction and plotted independently to horizontal axis. So this is our horizontal axis. Papalapit siya sa horizontal axis. But please take note that it is asymptotic. Ibig sabihin, when you talk about asymptotic, it is a situation that it gets closer and closer, but this will never meet. In short, kung ito ay love life, magiging best friend lang kayo forever. Hindi magiging kayo. Magiging super close lang kayo, pero hindi magiging kayo. Okay? It gets closer and closer, but it will never meet. Papalapit siya ng papalapit sa x-axis, pero hindi kailanman sila magdidikit. Okay po? Okay po tayo doon? Okay. So, para maintindihan natin, a normal curve, clear po natin to. Okay. A normal curve is normally cut into 6 parts. A normal curve is normally cut into 6 parts. Okay po. Ano po yung cut na yon? We have our center. Ito yung pinaka-sentro natin. This is our mean. Okay, this is our mean. Ito yung positive standard deviation 1. standard deviation 2, and standard deviation 3. This is negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. Okay. Okay. Kung meron tayong bell curve, normally, sa cut natin na 1, ito yung first cut natin, from negative 1 to 1, okay, ibig sabihin, bumaba ng konti, or tumaas ng konti, based sa standard deviation, sa laban sa ating mean, normally, ang laman niya ay 68%. 68%. So, yun yung tinatawag nating empirical rule. Ang empirical rule natin, from negative 1 to 1, that is 68%. Paano po yun? 34% na mas mababa sa mean or 34% na mas mataas sa mean. So, kaya siya tinawag na 64%. From negative 1 to positive 1, meron tayong 68%. Okay po. Ngayon, pag nakarating tayo sa 2, ibig sabihin, mas lumayo pa, madadagdagan siya ng 13.5 bawat side. 13.5 bawat side. So, from negative 2 to mean, ang total na niya ay 47.5. Kasi 13.5 from negative 2 up to our mean is 47.5 and another 47.5 from mean to 2. So that's 47.5 plus 47.5. That's 95%. So ibig sabihin, kino-cover na niya yung 95% ng lahat ng taong tao mo. Okay? So malaking porsyento na yon. Doon sa tandaan natin, habang lumalayo ka sa center, mas bumababa ang porsyento. Okay? Mas bumababa ang porsyento mo na makasama doon. Kung mapapansin nyo, doon sa center, mas malaki agad ang porsyento na nandun. That is 68%. Nung lumayo tayo, nadagdagan lang siya ng 13.5 from negative 1 to negative 2, ang area na lang niya ay 13.5, 13.5. So, ibig sabihin, naging 95 from 68. Ano ang layo nun? So, that is more or less 27%. From 68, nadagdagan siya ng 27%, naging 95%. Ibig sabihin, may natitira pa tayong 5%. Nasaan yung 5% na yon? Kapag lumayo pa tayo, kung mapapansin nyo, pababa ito. Pababa lalo. Ang nadadagdag sa kanya, until negative 3 to 3 from 2, ay nadagdagan siya ng 2.35%. 2.35%. Ibig sabihin, fewer students are far behind the mean. So, ibig sabihin, mula dito sa 75 hanggang 95, hanggang 99, ibig sabihin, lahat na ng tao mo, kung may 100% tayo, na-cover mo na yung 99.70%. Asan pa yung 0.3? Ibig sabihin, binibigyan mo pa ng tsansa na mas mababa pa sa 75 yung score or mas mataas pa sa 99 ang score noong ibang estudyante. Pero napakababa ang porsyento na nun. 0.3% na lang. Para maintindihan natin, ito yung grade. The average grade is 87. Okay? The average grade is 87. Ngayon, ang ating raw standard deviation, ay 4. Ang standard deviation natin ay 4. Binigyan kayo ng standard deviation ng 4. Ibig sabihin, sa unang paglayo mo sa center, that's plus 4 at minus 4. So 87 plus 4, that's 91. At 87 minus 4 is 83. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ang grade ay 83 to 91. Kung may 100 tayong estudyante, sure shot na 68 out of 100, 68 out of 100 ay may grade na 83 hanggang 91. Okay? Sure shot na 68 out of 100 ay may grade na 83.91. Asaan yung natitirang 32? Ibig sabihin, posible siyang mas mababa sa 83 or mas mataas sa 91. Okay. Ngayon, palayuin pa natin. Tandaan, ang pag-atras niya ay fixed. Depende sa standard deviation. Dahil ang standard deviation natin ay 4, from 83, bababa siya ng 4 ulit, magiging 79. At from 91, madadagdagan ulit siya ng 4, magiging 95. So, ibig sabihin, pinalaki na natin yung range. Ang range natin ngayon ay 79 to 95 na. Kung ang grade mo ay 79 to 95, ilang estudyante out of 100 ang siguradong may grade na 79 to 95? That is 95% or 95 out of 100. Okay? Ngayon, palakin pa natin. Nagbawas ulit tayo ng 4, naging 75. At nagdagdag tayo ng 4, which is 99. So, ang range natin ngayon ay 75 to 99. Gaano kalayo ang 75 to 99? So, kung ang pinag-uusapan naman natin, ilan sa klase mo ang may grade na 75 to 99? Ang laki na ng range nun. Okay? Ang sure shot mo, or most probably, 99.70% ng klase mo ay may grade na napapasok sa 75 to 99. Okay? So, halos na-cover mo na lahat ng buong klase. Bakit po hindi pa kompleto? Nasaan yung point 3? Maari kasing merong ilan na mas mababa pa sa 75, which is 74, 73, 72, or mas tumaas pa sa 99, which is 100 ang grade. Okay? Hindi natin maaalis ang posibilidad na yon. Pero dun sa normal curve, kapag pinag-usapan natin ang 75 to 99, na-cover mo na yung 99.70% ng klase mo. Tandaan, ang empirical natin is 68, 95, and 99.70%. Okay? So para mas maliwanagan pa tayo, let's have another example. Okay. So this is our example. The scores of senior high students in statistics and probability in a quarterly examination are normally curved with a mean of 35 and a standard deviation of 5. Okay. So yun ang tanong sa atin. Okay po. So this is our normal curve. This is our normal curve. So since our mean is 35, your expectation ay, ito ay 35. Okay? That's 35. Yung gitna. Ngayon, punta tayo sa unang cut. Ang unang cut natin ay yung standard deviation of 1. This is negative 1. This is positive 1. Paano po natin i-represent? Tandaan, ang standard deviation natin ay 5. Ibig sabihin, 35 minus 5 is 30. And 35 plus 5, this is 40. Okay? Ngayon, kung babapunta tayo sa standard deviation of 2, yung standard deviation ng position 2, bababa tayo ulit ng 5. So this is 25. This is 45. At kung bababa ulit tayo sa position 3, this will be 20 and this will be 50. Clear po tayo? Okay. So, lagyan lang natin to ng area. So, ang area to, balikan lang natin, ay 34, 2.35, 13.5. So, this is 34. This is 34. This is 13.5. This is 2 point, ano yan? Teka lang natin. 2.35. 2.35. 2.35. 2.35. Yan. Dito sa kabila, pareho lang yan. This is 34. This is 13.5. This is 2.35. The question, what percent of score lies between 30 to 40? Asan ng 30? Ito po. This is 30. This is 40. Anong area niyan? That's 34 plus 34, 68. Ibig sabihin, 68% of the score lies between 30 to 40. Clear po? Hey, what score falls between 95% distribution? Ano yung 95%? Sabi natin, balikan natin kanina yung 95%. Ang 95% ay from -2 to +2. Baliktan natin. Ano yung -2 to +2? So this is 25 to 45. So the correct answer is 25 to 45. Gets po? Okay? So the first one, para lang tayo maliwanagan, from -1 to 1, from -1 to 1, that is 68%. From -2 to 2, that is 95%. And -3 to 3, to +2 ha, positive yan. That is 97.5%. Clear po tayo? Hey, let's have another given, another one. Para mas maintindihan palalo. Clear natin to. Okay. The district nurse in Candelaria East needs to measure the BMI of students and mass index of an alternative learning system students. She found out that the height of the male students are normally distributed with a mean of 160 degrees and a standard deviation of 7. Find the percentage of male whose height is 150 to 174. This is the last one. So, sabi natin, ang mean natin ay 160. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay 160. Gitna agad yon. Okay? So, dapat tatlo yung hati. Lagyan natin ang pangatlong hati. Ang atin raw pong standard deviation is 7. Ibig sabihin, this is -7. This is 153. This is 167. -3, this is 146. -7 pala, sorry, -3. -7 ulit, 146. Ito, +7 ulit. This is 174. -7 ulit. This is 139. And ito naman ay +7, 181. Tandaan, ang sinusunod natin ay standard deviation. Okay po? Standard deviation. Ngayon, ang tanong, ano raw percent ang 153 to 174? Tandaan, ito ay 34. 34. This is, yan nga to? Balikan natin.
13.45 po, sir.
13.5.
5. Tapos,
This is 13.5. This is 2.35.
45.
2.35. 2.35. Yan. 2.35. So ngayon, ang tanong natin is from, sabi, 153 to 174. So ito yon, 153 to 174. So ano yung areang to? So that's 34 plus 34 plus 13.5. So that's 0.5. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 3, 1.
11.
31, 81. The correct answer is 81.5%. Clear? Po tayo? Okay, so susundan nyo lang po yung ating pong normal distribution
41.5.
by our standard deviation, and tandaan natin ang 68, 95, at 97.5. Okay? Yun yung tatlong hati.
Opo, sir.
Okay? So clear natin ito. And for your assignment, answer what's more, activity 1, page 128. What's more, activity 1, number 128. Activity number 2, 128 then. Activity number 2, 128 then. And activity number 3, 129. Activity 1, 1, 2, at saka po 3. Okay? Sa activity 2, yung A lang letter A lang ang gagawin nyo. Letter A. Okay? Sa activity number 3, yan nga po. Okay? Question so far? Clear po tayo? So that ends our lesson for today. Okay? Marami-rami yung lesson pero konti naman. May ikli naman yung sasagutan nyo. Okay? So again, that will be due on Sunday. Sunday. Okay matagal-tagal again po Sunday. Any question? Wala na po. So see you again next week. And Sunday, pasahan po ulit tayo ng gagawin. Goodbye.
Bye po, sir.
Salamat po, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.